So you want to learn how to play ninjas, huh? You want to learn how to brick? Well, I've got you covered, assuming you can learn from a series of lazily edited together matches recorded last season. Why Fiendsmith ninjas though? Did you just slap a ninja engine and the Fiendsmith engine together and call it a day with no thought put into it? Yes. I did Fiendsmith actually does a great job of covering for ninja's weaknesses, as you will see in these clips. Any two bodies is Fiendsmith combo. Can't do your subpar ninja combo with subpar bodies with barely any effects on them? Not going plus enough? Tired of going negative just to get your duplication ashed? Well, now you can end on Apollo, easy peasy, with great follow-up, a tower to protect your board if they get through Oppo and your ninjas, and excellent recovery. Fiendsmith can even bridge into ninjas if you've already got some in graveyard thanks to Cross Sheep. Having cards that turn yellow in your hand is power. Not being stuck with a clogged toilet of a hand and having plays you can do, and having a negate for that damn dead baby on your ninjutsus is a godsend. All it costs is your soul and originality. But that's enough yapping from me. I'll let you watch this clip edited together from one of the OGs from the Ninja channel and then get right into it. Shoutouts to Megamind Night Coke for the edit. Enjoy!
Oh, and by the way, you don't have to run above 40 cards, but I find with garnets like Jioh and Kyrie, going over 40 helps your consistency as long as the cards you're adding above 40 are good cards such as Shield Bearer. So don't freak out when it's not exactly 40 cards, you autistic fuck. You might be asking me why I'm a little girl and not a black man now. I'm not sure, I should get this looked at. Enjoy the matches though.
Ahem hack cough ahem, sorry about that. I said enjoy the fucking matches. Really? If you don't enjoy the matches, I'll come to your house and do unspeakable things to you, like making you open 5 Jiohs. You won't like it.
Hello, it's me again, the disembodied AI voice. You might look at this hand and think it's a brick, but that probably means that your brain is bricked. Watch and learn. We've got the best combos, folks. Ninjas always have combo. Watch this. It's the worst duplication I've ever seen in my life. But sometimes you gotta do it to him. Kyrie pass. That's it? This is the sick deck you made a YouTube video for? Come on.
Come on, don't believe it's wrong. Can I say free? That is all I'm don't believe it's wrong. Can I say free? That is all I'm
I have no idea why he refuses to tribute Spirit here. He really didn't want to lose his monster on field for some reason. Blue Eyes players, I swear. Just had to flex on him a little bit. We got plenty of life points, folks. That was a real slobber knocker. This is why you don't surrender, though. Sometimes your opponent is a 12-year-old child on a legacy support deck.
Come on, don't believe it's wrong. Can I say free? That is all I'm it's wrong.
I swear to God, this is just a Fiendsmith deck with added ninja bricks. Why are you even running this shit, Slayton? Hold on, are you telling me this turns into full ninja combo? And it's a great play into Max C? I thought this was just randomly thrown together slop with no thought put behind it. Not bad. I'd like to keep doing commentary, but Slayton is running out of free Trump-generated AI voices, so we're going to have to bring someone else in. They won't be nearly as handsome or charming or clever, but you'll have to deal with it. Peace, bitches.
Yet another Fiendsmith combo creeping through his natural habitat, the randomly slopped together pile deck. There was this weird trend in 2025 where everyone just threw Fiendsmith in random rogue decks and pretended their deck was suddenly good. I'm glad that trend is finally over. I for one embrace the malice meta where 20 or more hand traps can once again crush every other deck. You would think Nibiru would stop the combo here, but nope, he just keeps going. The power of the pile is not to be underestimated. I can't blame the opponent for not knowing the choke points. I don't think the pilot does either. Haha, that's a little self-deprecating humor for you today. really stuck it to that materia actor player. You must be proud of yourself. Alright, I'm not going to lie, that was actually a sick outplay. Well done. Wasn't this your game to get into Master 1 as well? What a way to finish the climb. That's it for the ranked climb, but I threw in some bonus matches in rated and next season as well, just in case you haven't seen Fiendsmith combo enough yet. Someone tell me where I can get free unlimited AI voices in the comments. I keep running out of free voice conversions, Elmao. You'll never catch me paying for this though. Oh right, ninjas and stuff. And here we see Ash Blossom being baited twice in order to get a single ninja interaction. It truly is the best deck. But you know what? It's quality over quantity. Sometimes one is enough, like the dollar in my bank account. good to see that ninjas still eat kashtira for breakfast, like lightning type against water. Stay free, Cash Timmins. Pay close attention here. This is the super secret technique developed by the legendary Slayton himself in order to connect Fiendsmith and ninjas. This is why you run Doomed Dragon in this deck. You don't have to, but why would you not want to do this line? I swear, some people have no class or taste or even balls. Just watch the combo, you'll see. That's it for the ninja action. If you made it this far, you are a true ninja, destined for greatness. If you have any questions on how to pilot the deck, or just want to compliment Slayton on his video editing skills and impressive girth, swing by the Ninja channel in the Master Duel Discord and say hello. And with that, we are out. Ninjutsu Art of Ending the Video.